The man shaved his head completely, all to learn martial arts at the Shaolin Temple. Then Jack knocked over an incense burner. Without hesitation, he pressed his head against the burning incense. After branding the right side of his head, he immediately started on the left, but feeling the process was too slow, he grabbed 2 large sticks of incense and pressed them directly onto his scalp. Even when the pain brought him to his knees, he didn't stop. When he finally finished burning the monk's marks into his head, the excruciating pain caused him to pass out. When he awoke, he found himself dressed in monk's robes. Believing the Shaolin Temple had accepted him, he grabbed a wooden staff and headed to the training hall. Because wolf packs often threatened the temple, the monks practiced staff techniques for self-defense, but their moves only targeted the wolves' legs and fangs. They believed in merely disabling the wolves' ability to attack. Protecting themselves was enough, but Jack believed enemies must die. Jack used his lethal spear techniques, striking the wooden wolf target with full force, smashing it to pieces. Seeing this, the abbot became furious, accusing him of having no compassion, and threatening to expel him from Shaolin. Jack finally realized his mistake, knelt and begged the abbot to let him stay, but was refused. To show his remorse, Jack practiced daily in a cave behind the temple, using his staff to wrap vines around the cave entrance, then carefully unwinding them one by one, without breaking a single strand. He also jumped onto rocks to strike the water's surface, using water's flexibility to practice control. Jack abandoned the stabbing and piercing moves of his lethal spear technique, and adopted the chopping motion of staff fighting, transforming his spear technique into staff technique. The abbot, seeing his change of heart, decided to give him another chance, but he had to pass the wooden wolf formation test. He only needed to loosen the wooden wolf's fangs to pass. During the test, the abbot controlled the wooden wolf to block attacks, preventing Jack from striking its fangs. Besides defending, the wooden wolf could counterattack with its tail and limbs. Jack couldn't destroy the wolf, so he kept his distance looking for an opening. When he saw the wooden wolf begin to spin, he immediately struck at its fangs. As the abbot quickly tried to close the wolf's mouth, Jack seized the opportunity and thrust his staff directly into the wolf's mouth, successfully dislodging its fangs. Jack passed the test. One day, a blood-covered man burst into the Shaolin Temple. He told Jack that his sister had been kidnapped by criminals, and his uncle had been killed. Jack was overwhelmed with grief. He immediately wanted to leave to save them, but the abbot blocked his way, saying he was now a monk, and worldly matters were no longer his concern. But how could Jack abandon his family? He began fighting with the abbot, who tried to stop him. The abbot's staff technique was powerful and swift, targeting Jack's vital points, while Jack could only defend, being driven back repeatedly. The abbot said, "You want to save people like this? You're just going to get yourself killed." Jack couldn't take it anymore. He channeled his anger into strength, swinging his staff at the abbot with full force. Jack merged his lethal spear technique with defensive staff methods, combining attack and defense, forcing the abbot to retreat. Finally satisfied, the abbot stopped fighting. He explained that wolves are man-eating beasts. Breaking their fangs spares their lives, giving them a chance to change. But if wolves don't reform, killing them is the best option. Jack's previous approaches, either killing or only defending, were too extreme. He needed to balance attack and defense. Jack thanked the abbot for his teaching, and immediately headed down the mountain to save his family.